Hey guys, what's up? Shekhar Suman here from Biotecnika. I'm a big fan of organized, structured way of studying. And that is why I always make sure that I pass on information to all of you in a structured format. But when it comes to CSIR NET preparation, the syllabus is vast. So if you do not study in an organized manner, probably by the time you finish your studies, you'll be all confused. That is why in today's video, we are going to divide your CSIR NET preparation into 4 parts. Let us structure your CSIR NET preparation so that you do not get confused towards the end of your 6 months or 4 months whenever you are preparing that, okay, what to study, what not to study, what to skip, what to ask questions from, which one to revise, which one to recall. So these are a few things which you should know, and that is why today in this video, we're going to structure your CSIR NET preparation. And for that, we have to get started. Welcome back. So in today's session, we are talking about parts of CSIR NET exam preparation, and I've got 4 parts. So basically, you can divide your day into 4 parts or the week into 4 parts. Probably that's the best way to study. But what is the first part of your preparation for CSIR NET? The first part is obviously study. Now, whenever you are studying, there are 2 ways you can study, okay? But there are 4 parts here. The first is self-study. So whenever you are going to study a concept, yes, of course, you have to study it yourself. See, you're going to write the exam, right? No one else. So you have to prepare, you have to study. So yeah, self-study is one important factor. The second one is guided study. Now, what is guided study? Guided study is where a mentor or a teacher or somebody who himself has got vast experience in CSIR NET guides you. So that's guided study. Now, many students say, sir, is self-study sufficient? The answer is no, it is not, because there you are just experimenting with your career. See, you should do experiment in the lab, not with your career, because your career decides your life. Today you waste time. 30 years from today, you will be 6 months or 1 year behind others, right? Don't do that. Instead, you have to start with your preparation, self-study as well as guided study. Now, the third thing, whenever you are studying, of course, your teacher will give you assignments. Assignments is a great way of learning because you're trying to solve a question you are unable to solve, and then doubt arises, and that doubt gets clarified with the mentor. So this is, again, very important. And the last part, which is most important for you, that is creation. Now, what is creation? Let's talk about creation for a while. Whenever you combine 3 sense organs together, okay, which is your eyes, which is your hand, okay, and your mouth. So when you're combining 2 to 3 sense organs together, your learning ability becomes double. Okay. Now, this has been scientifically proven by researchers from Stanford as well as Harvard. And today you have to do that. Now, how do you generally do that? You do that through making notes, but that is not the right way. Not just the notes. Draw your notes, don't write your notes. That's a mantra. You have to draw your notes. You have to spark your creative memory, creative brain. That's how you will be able to recall faster when you are trying to recall during the exam. So these are the 4 parts of your studying: self-study, guided study, assignments, and then creativity, which is you create flowcharts, mind maps. You're seeing a mind map right now, like at my back, that's a mind map. Then tables, concept tables, wheels, concept wheel with a central idea, flashcards, concept clouds, stuff like that, right? So these are the 4 things which you have to do while studying. Now, coming to the next one, practice. Yeah, so we all know this is a competitive exam. So if it is a competitive exam, what do? Practice. You have to solve as many questions as you can. But is that enough, or is it the only thing? No. you have to do two things. The first is question solving. Now, how do you do that? You can have access to test series from Biotecnika. We have AIM-NET test series as well as a multiple set of test series which we give to our students during the preparation. You can also go for previous year question papers, which popularly is called as PYQs. But on the top of it, the frequency matters, because if you're just studying, not solving questions, you will not be able to qualify the exam. You have to solve MCQs daily. Minimum 50 to 60 MCQs per day you should solve. Then only that practice will build up. Okay. So basically how I would suggest you is first study. So suppose the morning hours you studied, the afternoon hours you practiced, the evening hours you revised, something like that. Okay. So that's the second part, that is practice. The third part is recall. Now, generally what people think that, okay, after study and practice, you jump to revision. No. The third is recall. After you have studied, try to recall. So recall can be done in multiple ways. So basically, it should be a scientific method. Now, there are two ways. One is active, one is passive. Now, both are scientific ways, but how do you do that? The active way to recall is a concept cloud. So you can see a concept cloud right now on my screen. Now, concept cloud, you look at the word. So you studied unit 1. You look at the word of unit 1. Try to recall, what did I study about this? So that's active recall. Okay. Now coming to the passive recall method. That is, you design a poster, probably you can buy it from Biotecnika, paste it on your, wherever you study or wherever you frequently visit. Okay. Probably even if your washroom, if you spend more than 30 minutes there. So you paste your poster there, right? So whenever you're walking, brushing, talking, you will see that poster. So subconsciously you are looking at it. You are consciously not recalling, subconsciously you are recalling. So both methods are important, active method as well as passive method. In fact, I train students a lot about, active recall method. If in case you are a student of Biotecnika, I'll be meeting you very soon with the active recall method, which we have designed at Biotecnika. So this is the third method. And now coming to the last one. So I'm sure you have guessed it. Yes, the fourth one is nothing but revision. Now, how do you revise is very important, because at the end of 6 months, whatever you studied in the first month, you would have forgotten. So there were multiple scientific methods. Again, it is decided by the frequency. How soon you should revise? Question number 1, how soon you should revise? The answer is every day. Whatever you studied yesterday, revise it today. Whatever you studied in the entire week, revise it on Sunday. Disciplined, uni-focused efforts continuously in the right direction. That's the mantra to your success in any competitive exam, right? So whatever you studied yesterday, revise it today. Whatever you studied Monday to Saturday, revise it on Sunday. This is how you should revise. Now, the duration of revision, right? Of course, you don't have the whole day to revise. So you studied for 8 hours, revise it for 2 hours. So 8 plus 2, that's 10, right? So that's my mantra I used to follow. I would suggest you the same. If you studied for 8 hours, revise for 2 hours, so that things are, pretty much compressed, fresh in your mind. Okay. The next is methodology. How do you revise matters. Okay. Generally, just looking at the concept or passing through the pages doesn't mean that you have revised, right? Read it again. And while you are reading, try to recall. Close the book, try to recall. Do I remember? Yes. Okay, move on. And this is one thing you can do. The second thing you can do while active recall is write it down. Okay, so look at the topic, close the book, write it down whatever you remember, and then match it to what you missed. Right? This is a great way of revising. Now, these are the 4 very simple ways of structuring your CSIR NET preparation, like I showed you on the screen. Now, very important thing here for all of you is, if you do not structure your CSIR NET preparation, you are up for a failure. I don't want you to fail. And that is why at Biotecnika, we structure our courses with these 3 processes in mind. When you study, remember to take a guide or a mentor who himself is an implementer. When you practice, remember you have to do decision making, because there is negative marking. So don't just try to solve the question. Think, should I solve this question? What if I solve this question and I end up in negative marks? No, I should not. The third, while trying to recall, compare how much you remember and what percentage you missed, and then study it again if you are unable to recall, right? And the fourth, revision method. Okay, you have to design your revision method in such a way that you revise whatever you studied in the entire week on a Sunday, and every day spend at least 1.5 hours, 2 hours in revision of whatever you studied yesterday. This is what will help you succeed in CSIR NET. Whether you are an aspirant of CSIR NET or any other competitive exam, my suggestion to you is always be in touch with a mentor, a coaching institute, or somewhere you enroll yourself, because we get used to our regular schedule, and that's where we lose focus, we lose our attention, we lose our ability to qualify. But when you enroll into a coaching like Biotecnika, you have a fixed schedule that you're going to do this for the next 6 months for these many hours, and that's what makes a change. Biotecnika is proudly announcing their coaching for CSIR NET via Eklavya batch. We have offline coaching in Bangalore and Noida now, as well as online. Choose whatever you please. But yes, don't stop your preparation because you think you are not good enough, because I know you're good enough. All you have to do is get started. All the best for your CSIR preparation. Be in touch. I'll see you soon in the next one. Till then, take care.